now we're back to our regularly scheduled program here on TV Squad.
Hey!
Once again, we're messing around with the format, but we think we got it sorted and everything like that. So, I mean, like, all I know is I love doing our pockets of shows with my cast of characters here on We Squad. I am Chase.
I am Phil.
I am Faye.
And I'm Sean.
And we are the Squad. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go through time as we look at our favorite shows through the different periods up until the present day. And as we usually start with the UK because that's where we are. We're here in Liverpool and everything. And so we usually go old school telly when it comes to the UK because that's when telly was really at its prime peak. Wouldn't you say that, Phil?
Absolutely.
So what are we going to hit first?
We're going to hit the Persuaders, dude.
All right.
Cue the John Barry theme, yeah.
Oh, yeah, man. Danny Wilde and...
Lord Brett Sinclair.
Yeah, Brett Sinclair. Now, you know...
Clint Thigh name.
Lord. Ooh.
Lord. Now, was this Roger Moore's first show?
No, it led on from the Templar.
Oh, so he did the Saint before this show?
Yeah, sorry, I called it the Templar. That was a stupid area.
Well, I knew who
Simon
you were talking
Templar,
about.
Yeah, the Saint, that's right.
So he did the Saint before the show?
He did, that's right, yeah.
All right, so he was already famous for the Saint, but then they decided to give him a sidekick in Tony Curtis.
Correct.
And everything. So, I mean, tell us about this matchup because we usually had this kind of odd couple thing going on, but was this kind of like around the first time?
Yeah.
And I don't mean like, I know we had the professionals and all of that other kind of stuff.
That came later.
But these two guys, they hated each other. They were at odds.
Yeah.
And in America, you had I Spy with our man Cosby,
Right.
who we don't talk about much. But
I don't know about that show, actually.
I Spy? You don't know about I Spy?
No.
Oh my God, we gotta put that on the list.
So that was Cosby's debut, was it?
Yeah, I Spy. He was a secret agent with Robert Culp,
Right.
and they were like tennis pro and his manager, but they
wow.
were also super spies.
Oh, wow.
But so tell us about Brett and Danny.
Yeah, so we've got Lord Brett Sinclair, millionaire, and we've got Danny Wilde, American, self-made, Brooklyn, I think, maybe.
Brooklyn. Oh my God.
He's back. He's made his money time and time again on the stock market. This guy.
All right.
So we've got signature cars, great signature tune, great clothes.
So why do you think they went with the name The Persuaders?
That I couldn't tell you. I don't know about it. It's one of Salou Gray's ATV productions, though. Probably
It was awesome.
the peak of it. I think. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So they were solving jet set white collar crime.
Absolutely. So you got locations. You got the south of France. You got all these wonderful places that are filmed at. Yeah.
Did you ever come across that on BritBox, there, Sean?
The Persuaders. I'm not sure yet. I'd have to have a little look.
Oh, you
But
definitely have to have a
If
look.
it's classic British, it's
Yeah.
likely. And if not, then
It's
they're
on now.
clearly making a mistake.
It's on Now TV and on
Yeah.
Prime, I think maybe, but I'm not sure which one it was now. Maybe it's Prime. But there's 24. I think it's free on Prime. That's right. If you pay for
okay.
Prime,
You know how many series?
It's 24 episodes, one series because only one season because he scored the 007 role and that was it. End of season, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Back onto John Barry again.
Yeah, well, I mean, like Roger Moore, man. I mean, like, so you had the Templar with the Saint. I don't know if you guys ever remember the Saint and everything. What was funny about that was like he always had like this cheeky smile, and they put like a white halo above his head, like so he was like a little devil. But he was also supposed to be working on the side of the Angels.
That's right.
And then he became Bond.
That's
James Bond.
Well, no, then he became Lord Brett Sinclair, and from that point on, he became Bond. That's right.
Yeah, after that, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a great action series.
It really is, and apparently they hated each other. They couldn't stand each other.
It was
actors or
the actors couldn't stand each other.
Oh, wait, in real life?
Yeah, apparently so. Yeah, because apparently Curtis was constantly smoking dope. So
I mean, it's the TV world. Nothing like that surprises me.
it didn't sit well with Lord Brett Sinclair, Simon
Hey,
Templar,
you
Roger Moore,
constantly smoking
007. Didn't sit well at all.
Oh my God, that is crazy.
They made the best of it, though, didn't they?
Yeah, and stuff like that.
So that was really cool. Yeah, look, check it out.
Great recommendation.
It's the message, definitely. Yeah, it's well worth a look. Well worth a look.
Yeah,
I'm interested in it now after
Yeah,
that.
give it a go.
I
don't think you would see him smoking dope, but I think
But you might see him high.
Maybe.
How could you tell?
I mean, if his eyes look kind of red or if he's a bit zoned out.
Do you know who Tony Curtis is? And everything. So anyway, let's move across the pond then to the U.S. And I'm going to move to my man Sean because this is one of his favorite series and everything like that, So let's talk about Firefly, bro.
Oh, so you said favorite series. I thought we were talking about the other one. But yeah, well, I've only just watched it recently. I finished it a couple of weeks ago, and I've also watched the sequel film Serenity. And even now, like after all this time, yeah, I loved it. I'm just gonna say it out loud.
You watched it as well, though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh God, the characters. I mean, the ship itself. I mean, obviously, no wonder it's the show's named after the ship. It's a character in itself.
What is this? Give us the premise, man.
It's basically a Western set in space in the future.
Cool.
I mean,
So they walk around with brown duster coats.
Oh yeah. To be honest, most of the planets they go to is a Western setting, cowboy hats, cattle. They're really not being subtle about its Western.
This is not Star Trek, bro.
The soundtrack is that Western twang you'd always hear on a harmonica.
damn.
And they have tan tight pants with black
chaps. They call them chaps.
No. It would be nice if they did. But then they had these these black belts with the guns on their legs, on their thigh belts.
And I think sometimes there'd be like a quick shootout.
Yeah, of course there would be, but the only thing they didn't have was cowboy hats. I was really upset about that.
I think they might have a couple of times. I think Jane. I think Jane had several different hats at one point, and one of them must have been a cowboy hat, or at least a fedora, maybe.
But this also starred Nathan Fillion. So you know who Nathan Fillion is, don't you? I mean, like, are you? Come on, seriously, man.
If you saw his face, you might recognize him.
I know who he is.
Okay, yeah.
You know who he is.
Just rings a bell.
Exactly. So go ahead, Sean. So what else did you love about the character? Is it more than one
season, is it? Or?
No, it was cancelled after one freaking season. In fact,
this was a Joss Whedon
I can't
show.
remember the survey, but there was like 100 or at least 20 to 100 American TV shows that were cancelled too early. I think Firefly was number 3.
Wow.
Yeah,
I don't know what number 1 was.
Yeah, because this is also one of those most shows that people do campaigns to try and get back.
Yeah.
Because a lot of so 1 or 2 shows have managed to come back after a campaign, a letter writing campaign, but Firefly hasn't. But like I think they're working on something now, aren't they?
Yeah, do you know what? Funny enough, I only just recently today saw a thing that I don't know if it was just a rumor, but it's possible that Disney Plus might be trying to bring it back.
Yeah.
Because that's where I watched it on Disney Plus because they own Stars now.
Well, I'd put it to that category of the OA. I don't know if anybody watched the OA, but there's another one that was cancelled after one single season.
Yeah. But
I know it's ridiculous. I mean, I've just started watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer now. I mean, more on that when I've watched more. But I mean, after the first season, even then, I kept thinking, from what I remember from my youth, I kept thinking, God, what if this was cancelled early? We wouldn't be getting all these new characters coming in. We wouldn't be getting all these great storylines and any more development. And then, I mean, the film Serenity did a really good job of wrapping up quite a lot of things. So
it featured the Firefly ship and everything.
But it also
basically the campaign led to like a big budget movie, which you could tell was more because, like I say, they kept it because of the budget. They kept it sort of westerny. I mean, it was the 2000s and a TV budget, so the effects on the ship and space stuff really hasn't held up really well.
But what they did do,
the film feels more futuristic.
What the film did do, which was unique, is that they brought in a black villain played by the.
Well, hang on, there's a black villain in the series.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the movie because I was going to say that it was played by the excellent Chiwetel Ejiofor. He wasn't in the series.
Yeah,
so
I'm talking about the assassin of the last episode.
Yeah.
No spoilers.
Oh, you already spoiled it.
Well, not really.
But but he was excellent. I'm just trying to say that was one of the unique things about that movie was like usually we get a black villain and not usually because we don't usually get them, because it's just
they're usually English people.
Well, yeah,
in
well,
Hollywood.
you know, and
American
you
Dad.
can't portray black people as evil. People will start saying that we are evil, saying the black people are evil.
American Dad literally did a parody of James Bond once, and their villain was literally called Black Villain.
No.
Fantastic. That reminds me of something in what.
I can't hold that face forever.
But yeah, they kept your interest because, I mean, this might be a bit spoiler.
Oh, come on, you got to tell us about Black
Villain.
Villain. Just sidetrack.
No, we'll do it when we talk about American Dad.
Oh, come on.
No, yeah,
We'll do
you
American
made the
Dad
you
another
made
time.
the
I'm sorry.
schedule. We're sticking to it.
All right.
But yeah,
Favorite characters on Firefly?
oh god, that's like I say. Every character is unique in their way. I mean, you've got Mal himself, who's like. Ooh, like I say, he comes.
He's not very likable in the beginning. though.
No, he's not really. Like he's always punching someone for like the slightest reason. If they just insult him, he's like,
Yeah.
that's just how we're doing it. But then I suppose that's the Western traits. Like everyone
Western
starts to
style.
fight for no fucking reason at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got Jane, who's like you think he's gonna get better, but no, he even then he's like later on he's still considering like would betrayal be worth the money?
Now that's Adam.
Adam Baldwin, not related to the Baldwin brothers.
No, he's not a Baldwin brother, but like he's a guy named Jane. Just want you to know that.
Yeah. And he's probably like the more comic relief character next to
Alan Tudyk.
yeah, Wash.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what though? I love that. I mean, it's not a spoiler. That flashback episode where you see because he's married to Zoe, and at first when he comes on to when they're checking the ship out for the first time, and she's literally like, "Yeah, I don't like him."
Yeah,
This is his future wife, and like we never actually get to find out how he convinced her to end up falling in love with him and him getting married.
Yeah, played by a black woman, and like that, who has got the biggest, sexiest lips I've ever seen. Who's also
Can't
in real
argue
life
that.
married to Lawrence Fishburne.
Oh wow, cool.
Oh.
Yeah, but also you have a prostitute or a madam.
No,
Or
she
who
prefer-
never
she-
has sex
she
with
prefer-
anybody.
Yeah, she prefers the term companion. I think that's like the term for
I would prefer it.
I think that's the same term for escort, where they also get a choice of who they accept as a client.
Now she's played by the lovely Marina Baccarin.
Marina Baccarin.
Like
From
if you don't
V.
know her, but she was last on Gotham
Right.
and
okay,
everything
okay,
like that.
okay,
But
okay,
and
yeah,
Deadpool and in the Deadpool movies, but she is amazing. So to call
And she
her a
hasn't aged a
prostitute,
freaking
or
day, it's weird.
Yes, to call her a prostitute or escort, and then it's a
They-
tease.
they
You're
tend to use
teasing
the
us,
word
Josh
whore.
Wheaton. You're teasing us.
Yeah. They tend to use the word whore, which she doesn't like at all.
Yeah, exactly. Well, who would? And
No,
that-
not really. Yeah, I mean, even back when it was a common term, I feel like people wouldn't have liked it.
Yeah, and then like I think the guy is her brother, isn't he?
Sorry.
And the guy is her brother. There's a guy, I don't know his name, but
I don't think she has a brother in it. No.
okay. Well, I see.
I think
So
she did in the first episode.
yeah. There was a guy. See, in the Magnificent Seven, there's always a character that. Then there's that guy. So there was that guy, but then the last person I could think of in the crew was Book, played by Ron Glass. Do you remember Barney Miller? Remember American TV cop show called Barney Miller? Oh man, thought you would help me out, bro.
No, we didn't get them all though. I don't think. Barney
Anyway,
doesn't ring any bells.
yeah. So Book was like what, the doctor or
Oh yeah. The very also fun fact in a flashback, his younger self is played by a young Zac Efron.
Wow.
I knew I recognised him straight away, but he was well
who's
cast
younger
because
self?
Zac Efron.
No.
The doctor.
Ron Glass.
I think so. Yeah, the
Oh,
one with his sister. Who's
Oh,
yeah,
right,
psychic.
that guy. Yeah, okay. I can believe that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like, well, they have the exact same eyes, so
Yeah,
it was very
no.
distinct. And
Wow, yeah.
he's always like he's such a cool doctor, and there's way he cares. He obviously cares deeply about his sister more than anything, and it gets in the way of a lot of the relationships he could build up.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, he established early on that Mal apparently doesn't like him. I don't see why. He's like literally the best doctor he could have asked for. He's so underused being the medic of a small ship.
Yeah. So lastly, before we had to move on, it's like, why are these people together? Because they are a very disparate crew, which is what I was trying to point out, right? So why are they together? I mean, are they prisoners? Are they escapees? Are they refugees? What's up? Because
well-
they're definitely not a team.
At the beginning, the whole premise is, I mean, it's no spoiler. It's literally the premise
it's not a
if you
spoiler.
read the back of a book. I've got to keep establishing that because I don't want to get told off. But basically, they've just fought a war of independence, basically. Kind of like really very reflective of early America, I think. Again, with the Western themes, but they wanted to have their freedom and stuff. They didn't want the whole universe to be run by a renowned government, which is quite Star Wars, you know. I think about it. It'd be like the Empire trying to like basically say you do stuff by our rules on every planet.
Well,
So
why did they get together on this ship, though? I think they all got drawn together.
Yeah,
by
they were
somehow.
basically runaways. I think they would have established that more if they'd carried this series on. I think. I mean, because like I say, the only flashback we got was like how they got the ship and how they met each other.
Right.
And so they didn't really say why. I mean, I know Kaylee was basically she was basically he caught the previous mechanic shagging her in the engine room, and then basically said like, yeah, this engine ain't gonna work, and she's like, yeah, it can. You just got to flick this.
Right.
And he's like, right, well, you off, you're hired.
All right.
And
And what's it on? How do we get at it?
sorry.
How do we get at the series?
Oh, it's on Disney Plus.
Oh, right, okay, cool.
For some
Cool.
reason, the film isn't. Serenity, the film isn't, but that's
Right.
on Netflix at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got a lot more bluer tone than
Could
the
you-
film, considering that the series had more of an orangey western kind of tone. Strangely,
Can you? Is it worth watching the film without seeing the series first, or not?
you know what? I think they did try to write it in a way that if you haven't seen the series, you could at least still get into the film because of the really cool effects and stuff. I mean, it still has a flashback at the beginning to why the Doctor and his sister are on the run.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
might check
it
that out
sounds
first.
it sounds a lot like a show called Andromeda with my man Kevin Sorbo, you know, and everything, where they were like fighting for the Commonwealth and these disparate characters got together. But I still want to know. But also too is I'm glad you kind of avoided that this show is an invention of Joss Whedon in a way, because you know that was another reason why it probably didn't last and everything.
Are you not a fan or something?
Of Joss Whedon.
I'll take that as a yes.
Anyway, moving on. Superheroes. What?
Oh, we're talking about superheroes today. Oh,
Yeah, no. So we always talk about Superhero Squad, but so basically, what it is that what we're going to talk about is that we're going to ask the question first of all of our panel. You know, I know like you guys don't usually like check out CW shows or superhero shows and everything like the Flash.
there's a
or the
lot
Arrow.
to catch up on. Yeah.
There's a lot to catch up on, but basically they've been running around for like about 8 to 9 years now and everything. And I was just wondering, the question was really about superhero fatigue because it leaks into the films as well. But if we like kind of like stay into our television universe and everything, I mean, do you not watch superhero shows because you're not interested, or you're just kind of bored now?
I'm not okay. I'm not involved. I've never really engaged with it, but I didn't really engage with the comics either back in the day. You know, so that's
poor
probably
fella.
why there's a disconnect for me.
Yeah.
But that's not true for you guys, obviously.
No.
No, I really wanted to get into them. I really did. I mean, for some bloody reason, the CW shows were very prominent on American Netflix. I don't know if they're still there now, like, but for some reason they were
They're on
never.
Sky Cinema now.
But they were never here, and I just never had any access in order to watch them. I only was able to watch season 1 and 2 of Arrow because I just happened to see them on Sky One several years ago.
What about you, Faye?
I don't like. I've never really been interested in like specifically DC TV series, just because for me it's. I'm sorry, Chase. I'm so sorry. But like for me, they just come off as either really edgy or I just can't get invested because I don't care about the characters.
Or really cheesy as well.
Yeah, like I only really care about like Batman in
Yeah.
DC, nothing else. Like I'm never going to be interested in Superman or Wonder Woman or Aquaman. I just don't really care for it.
You know, like a lot of people, when it comes down to the comic books, a lot of things is that Marvel was supposed to always take a realistic view towards heroes and everything. You know, like it was the everyman who gets bitten by a spider or, you know, blown up in a radiation accident or something like that. Whereas DC was a pantheon of gods.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
followed
The whole
the,
different
you know, the
universe
Olympian
almost, yeah.
kind of philosophy. So you always had like Superman and Wonder Woman, and Batman was the only normal human
Yeah.
within that, which is why he always became the most relatable and stuff.
Yeah.
But like in that aspect though, is that what's interesting is that I'm gonna continue like watching it, even though I'm feeling a little fatigued, especially now in this later season. And I don't know if it's the pandemic slowing things down, where we only get things playing for like about 4 episodes, and then they go away for 3 months and stuff like that, you know. And now it's coming back, you know. So now that they're coming back, you know, and you know, you just kind of gotta rev up again and everything. But what reason why I also pointed it out is because now it's pilot season, or what they call like to TCAs, where they start to announce, you know, the pilots for the next season.
Right.
Okay.
And so what they just announced was 2 new shows, which for the CW, because a lot of the shows are leaving, because we lost a lot of shows in last year, is that we're still not sure if Legends is coming back. We're supposedly not sure if Flash is coming back, but they just announced, or somebody kind of said that Flash is coming back for another season and everything else like that. But they announced 2 teen type of shows, which I thought was really interesting because of the factor that CW is a youth network, you know, like with Riverdale and Legacies and all that, All American, if you watch any of those shows and stuff like that. So what I just wanted to point out was 2 shows that they have announced going to pilot, but not to series and everything. And one was Gotham Knights, which is not the video game, Sean. You've heard of the video game, though, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think it's meant to be a continuation of the Gotham game, possibly, or at least
No, it's
using
not.
Okay, well, it's at least the same sort of engine in terms of fighting and all that.
Yeah, I mean the video game, because the video game follows like the Bat family of Robin, Red Hood, Batgirl, Nightwing, and stuff like that. But what they haven't never really focused on yet in television or live action is Damien Wayne, who is supposed to be the true son of Bruce Wayne. So even though he kind of like adopted him in a way because he was the son of Talia
I don't know
Ghul.
if it's because I watched those DC films. They kind of have their own sort of animated universe, didn't they, in the films and stuff. And I don't know if it's because I watched those, but I feel like Damien Wayne is unlike, you know, the likes of Dick Grayson, really made Robin feel cool because of the way he combines both the old costume but with the League of Assassins stuff.
But
he even adds the hood and the sword and stuff. And I
but
think
he's
that's really
also
cool.
a complete asshole.
Oh yeah. I mean, he was brought up by the League of Assassins, wasn't
Exactly.
he?
He's not a nice
Talia
kid.
al Ghul was his mum. So getting raised to kill, and then having to be told it's wrong to kill, it's a really conflicting thing.
But I also think what's hard to do him in live action is that in the comics he's supposed to be 10 years old. So like, you know, obviously they're like, well, we can't really have this 10-year-old killer running around jumping around beating people up and stuff like that. So it's about what age would they make him. So even when they have the Titans, they still haven't brought him into Titans.
Well, they've only just created Red Hood, haven't they? And
but Red Hood is not Damien, but yeah.
Oh no, he's Jason Todd. So Damien would come a bit after that.
Yeah, exactly. So
I haven't seen Titan season 3 yet, but if we're gonna do
we'll get to Titans.
If we're gonna talk about it, then I'll.
But so anyway, so they haven't announced who the adopted son of Bruce Wayne is, but that's the big rumor is it's going to be Damien. So what happens is the premise, which you said you liked. So the premise is that one of Batman's enemies kills him, right? Oh, okay. And like the children, I don't know why or how, but the children of the Bat villains are accused of doing it. And so what they have to do is that they have to team up with his adopted son to clear their names. So they become this kind of like team that's forced together to try to solve a mystery.
Oh, okay,
and that's
I like that.
what they become known as the Gotham Knights.
So
what I can't wait to see is, and this is what I ask you before we move on to him, is that we got a great Rose Gallery with Batman. You have to know the Rose Gallery.
Yes, obviously.
So speculation from each of you, right? So it's the Bat villains having children that will become heroic and like how we can see them. So I want each of you to pick a Bat villain that could be on this team.
That's got to be. There must be Junior Joker. There's got to be.
Junior Joker.
Joker's daughter. Ooh.
Yeah, well, Joker's daughter was in the comics. It was in the comics.
Cool.
What about you?
Okay, one of my favorite characters is Clayface, so I'm kind of hoping that there is like a kid from him, or even the Riddler. That would be cool. The Riddler's kid.
The Riddler's kid. Yeah. So
I mean,
someone making plans,
considering
strategy.
Considering that Penguin is a crime boss, I'd be interested if he has a son going behind his back doing basically thwarting him.
He's got to be a little fat kid like Chunk though.
He's gonna look like a penguin.
Yeah,
I won't be. I'll be angry.
No, but
penguin.
I mean, he could. I don't know. He could
these
be.
guys got to be like the
Albatross
Goonies.
or
They got to
something.
be like the Goonies, and you got to have a little Chunk penguin.
Yeah, I really want
I'm
to
telling
look
you,
like a
that's got to happen
penguin
and stuff. I mean, you guys make good selections. I'm gonna go for because they're trying to be. Well, they're eventually being forced to become heroic. But so I'm going to go for Poison Ivy. And instead of giving her a daughter, I give her a son. Only just to switch it up or something.
Yeah, to do something different. That'd
Yeah.
be kind of cool, actually. Like
Yeah.
a version of
So
Poison Ivy.
it's been sent to pilot. The casting is started.
Cool.
So hopefully, when we come back, we'll be able to figure out who the bad villains are, bad villains children are.
Look out for that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So then, real quick is the other show that is also going to pilot is now about Diggle, who's been running around from the Arrowverse. David Ramsey, he's been directing a lot of the CW shows, and we remember when I talked about him last time that he found the Green Lantern ring, but he didn't know what to do with it. And then supposedly 10 years later, he shows up as Superman and Lois or whatever. We still don't understand time. Here. But either way, now they're saying he's going to settle in at some university where he is going to lead a team of young heroes, not young villainous heroes, but young heroes, and be their trainer, like their mentor. So it's called Justice U. For like Justice University and everything like that.
Little light young Justice.
That's exactly like.
Ooh, okay.
So somebody even said that it'll be like Young Justice. So we got a Teen Titans.
A U certificate.
Yeah. So we got a
Absolutely.
Teen Titans show and a Young Justice
Justice.
show and everything, and with David Ramsey at the helm of it. But so we don't know what characters. But they will probably be new characters as opposed to kids based around villains and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So again, that it was supposed to be called for a pilot. And so nothing has been confirmed yet, but I just thought it was really interesting because if CW moves into this direction, where I want to end that with is if you guys haven't seen Stargirl, I'm pretty sure we'll be talking about Stargirl. And everything.
Is that the series on Amazon Prime?
Yeah, that's the series that was supposedly on what was it on DC Online or whatever, and everything, and then it's on HBO now. And so, but it's on Amazon Prime, yeah. And they just did their second series and everything. So hopefully we're going to have a lot of young heroes running around. So that way we don't have to deal with the older people getting older. I'm tired of running around in tights. You know how tight it is.
Time to go into retirement.
These tights are too tight, damn it.
Mad chafing.
Mad chafing going on.
And Thrush.
All right. Nobody asked you there, buddy. Nobody said no. It's time for animation. I've been told last week, do not call it an anime, Chase.
Animation Squad.
I'm going to turn it over to the lovely Faye here, who, because I thought this was really interesting because last week I saw that South Park has hit season 20.
5.
Season
25?
25? My God. Season 25. It's
Indeed.
older than you.
I know.
And older than you.
Crazy.
I'm 28.
Okay.
Oh, damn.
It was a break for COVID.
Yeah. Now, I mean, so 25 years of, now, I was kind of disappointed by this first premiere episode. So, but Faye really brought me back when she told me about the COVID special. So I want you to talk about the COVID special because Phil also watched the COVID special. So go ahead.
Oh, cool. So, right, I have never really been a massive fan of South Park, so only recently just started watching it. I didn't have that, like, thing that many people have when they watched it when they were younger. I didn't have that. But,
Nostalgia.
yeah, basically,
Yeah,
thank you.
I was not born with nostalgia.
Man,
I didn't
nostalgia is
watch
not what
it.
it used to be, you know.
But the first season I watched was the COVID special,
Yeah.
and I loved it.
It's amazing.
It's really, really good. I was like, oh, they aged up the characters. Ooh.
All right, this is what I want to hear about because
Yeah, there's
when
still
I saw
10 though.
when I saw season 25, there's no who.
There's still 10.
Okay. No, they're not. So when I saw 25, I'm like, damn it, they're still in first grade. Look, I grew up on Charlie Brown, but I'm fucking tired of this.
Well, you could say that about The Simpsons as well.
Yeah.
I know, man.
true.
Fucking when is Bright gonna get older?
Absolutely true.
Anyway, so go ahead. So tell us about how they aged up because I thought this was funny.
So like they've
It's not a spoiler.
It's not a spoiler, I promise. So basically it's kind of the end of coronavirus or getting to the end of it, or are you still in?
It's
'Cause I'm a bit confused. Still in.
Still in.
Coronavirus is long. We're 3 years into it.
Right.
No, but they're still
Going through it.
Yeah, right at the peak of it. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're trying to say, oh, friggin', let's go at the end of
They are,
coronavirus. You're adults now.
Well, you need to see vaccination special. That's where you need to go.
Oh my God, there's another one.
Do you know what? I'm a fan. I still haven't seen this yet because I wanted to wait for it to be over so I could binge it all. Is it finished now?
Right.
Is it?
No, it just started in the
don't
new
think so.
season. That's what I just said. It just started season 25.
Yeah, and I think episode 1 is COVID special. And
The pajama day.
Yeah.
No, it's pajama day.
Oh, is it? Okay, sorry. Okay.
Yeah. It wasn't very
I
good.
think you're getting the specials mixed up because it's the COVID specials, which is in 2 parts, and then the new season is the first episode, the pajama.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said.
Oh, sorry, I got
He
confused.
was the one who got confused.
Okay. But like,
Come on. Tell us what happened to the kids.
So right, they're basically all aged up. They're all coming back to the school.
That's right. Trying to get him back in, aren't they?
So what is it,
Yeah.
like a reunion?
It's like a reunion, and Cartman comes back, and he's Jewish, and he's now a rabbi, and he's got a beautiful family and kids, and he's completely changed.
Is he thin?
No, he's still a chubby boy. He's still chubby.
Wow.
Oh, Cartman.
Chubby
you know.
boy. But he's a lot nicer. Like, he's not mean. He's not like that anymore. He's a lot more nicer and stuff. And I forgot his name.
Eric Cartman?
No, the one he hates, Kenny.
Kenny.
No, Kyle.
No,
Kyle.
Kyle. Because
Not
Kenny's
Kenny.
the one.
Kyle
who-
Broflos.
Kenny's
my
the
God,
one
I
who
keep
always
getting
gets
them
killed.
mixed up.
Well,
Kyle,
spoiler.
Kenny, come on, Kenny always gets killed.
I know.
literally
I was only joking.
It's a running joke in the series. We let that slide. But it's like his. I'm trying to think how to word this. Kyle, thank you. Kyle is like convinced this is just one big prank throughout the whole thing, and he's like,
But that he's not actually a
I
rabbi.
don't trust you at all. This is definitely going to be a prank. But he's just a good boy now, and I like it, and it's really cute. and I
Did
like
Kyle
his
get a
wife.
family too?
No.
Ooh,
He's
wonder what happened to
and
that.
alone
Oh.
and sad.
Uh-oh, you know what they're trying to say there? Like their teacher. Okay, anyway, moving on. Who's that? I don't want to get canceled.
Stared blankly at you.
Let's go back to Kyle. Let's go back to Kenny.
Meanwhile, Kenny
Took off the hood.
Yes, off the hood, and he's I think he's a billionaire, isn't he? Like an inventor,
Of
doing really,
course.
really well, and he's living his life, but he goes missing.
He goes missing because did you say he invented time travel or something?
Kind of. Yeah. I don't know if that's classed as a spoiler, but
Come on!
All I
But-
can say is that the satire is just so
It's
still
perfect.
absolutely spot
Beautiful.
on.
As long as there's
Absolutely
something to talk about, there's always something to satire. I think that's why it's
Oh,
gone on so
yeah.
long.
Absolutely perfect. Really
yeah.
perfect.
You know what I just think is amazing. Like I said, I grew up on Charlie Brown, who was invented in the '60s and stuff like that.
We only got him as a strip cartoon in the paper. That's all we.
What are you talking
didn't
about,
get a
South Park?
cartoon series. No, Charlie Brown.
Oh, you only
It was
got
just
it as a cartoon.
A very famous like strip cartoon. In
No,
one
but
of
you had to get the
newspapers.
holiday specials.
Don't know, not that I remember. No.
What?
No,
You never saw it's
No.
it's
Never saw
Merry
it
Christmas,
animated.
Charlie Brown?
No, never saw it animated at all. No.
I
You're a
know
liar.
I know
What?
those
You're a liar.
Christmas specials have been recommended to death.
Wait a minute,
they're
you're a
so
liar.
beautiful.
You've never seen a Christmas special?
Nope.
Ever?
No, it wasn't on. No, when
Even now?
when you're talking, no, might be on there, but no, when you're talking about back in the day,
No.
absolutely not.
Okay,
Oh,
okay,
okay,
back
so
in the day.
yeah, okay.
Back in the day. But I'm just trying to say, that's what Charlie Brown is famous for. It had Easter, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Halloween. You know, all I got was a bag of rocks. Come on. Anyway, so South Park, was invented I think it was like in the 90s and stuff because I was still in New York.
Yeah.
And I had a friend who worked in advertising, so he worked for the company that the guys Matt and Trey worked for.
Really?
And stuff like that. And like what they did was they were just making, because they were an advertiser, they were just making Christmas cards.
Oh, right.
Ooh.
And so the Christmas cards that they were making hand out to everybody were the cutout characters of the boys and stuff like that. So people just really loved the cards and everything. So it's like, but they were 2-dimensional.
Well, that's the kind of the key to the whole thing.
Well,
isn't
no,
it?
but that's what I mean.
loved
That's
about
what I
South
mean,
Park at
because when
first.
somebody
Yeah,
said,
that's what it is, yeah.
"Hey, you should do something about this," then when they decided to create the first show, it was like that's why the characters all just move from side to
Stop
side.
motion.
And it was like
And the first impression is this is just really crap, but it's got an absolute magic of its own.
Yeah. So I'm just amazed about it because like that's something that was created 25 years ago or more probably, and it's still around today.
Absolutely.
I mean, you mentioned The Simpsons because I remember being in college when The Simpsons came out, and they were just as short on the Tracy Ullman show.
Yeah, that's right. I couldn't remember
Yeah.
which show it was, but
But I think they were kind of like a greenish orange.
Yeah.
They were more ugly. More.
and really jumpy kind of.
Yeah,
jumpy.
I think what I love is in the
Animation.
later seasons, even they start to poke fun at it a bit.
Yeah, but
yeah.
but you know what I mean. But how many seasons we got of The Simpsons? Because they're still on.
31?
Is it?
Oh,
Yeah.
God,
32?
man. So they
Jesus.
even came out. Yeah, so they came out beforehand. So like
Yeah.
in that fashion. So like it's just amazing. I mean, when we're talking about animation, that's why I just thought, oh well, if this is coming out, we got to talk about that and everything. The South Park.
Worth a look.
I mean, because
Definitely.
it's also got to be the hardest thing has to be to keep them at the same age for those many years. Because we said The Simpsons, Charlie Brown, and now South Park. That it's like, come on, man, can't you tell any more stories? But either way, so that was all cool. Thanks.
I was just going to say before, that is what made me love South Park at the beginning, because it was literally it started out as just 2D animation with the two actors. I think that's partly why they kept, just to still make it nostalgic to them, they kept up the whole thing that they have to voice every male character.
Yeah, well, it was also because it was just how little kids just cursed.
Oh, gosh. Swearing at the parents and everything. Absolutely disgraceful.
I mean, hey, it wasn't Charlie Brown, right?
no, hell no.
It's definitely like that. So I mean,
The thing is, later on, even they sort of, in fact, they did it through a South Park episode, basically saying like, Jesus Christ, have you tried animating with these card things? It's so irritating.
yeah.
And yet they literally write and make an episode in a week,
Yeah.
just so they can stay on top.
I can well believe it.
Can imagine that.
Because they
believe
keep to that 2D format.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The slight 3D elements in terms of like depth of field and stuff.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
All right, so it's box set time. So I mean, basically, box sets is when we kind of like recommend a good box set for you to kind of like binge watch, series and everything. And we finally had a series that we've been trying to talk about for a while, and that is Twin Peaks. So Sean, lead us off with this because I was talking about Fire Walk with Me, which is the movie, which is a prequel, but it came out 2 years later. So hit us off with Twin Peaks, man.
Oh my God, where do I start?
Start
You
at
said
Dale
to start.
Cooper and
I mean, when you
some
said
damn good
you said
coffee.
before it's my favorite show
said
ever.
your
I
favourite show, yeah.
thought you were going to say Twin Peaks, but you said Firefly. I was like, okay.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I never said that was my favorite show, but I do love it. But okay.
All right.
Anyway, so years back when around my last year of college, I left. And sorry, I know you don't want a life story. I'm just trying to try and make this quick. Met up with some friends, and they introduced me to the work of David Lynch, who has now become one of my most influential and most inspirational favorite directors of all time. And I started off obviously with the films, and then I eventually lent my friend's DVD set of Twin Peaks, the early ones, not the film. I had to borrow that later, and started watching it, and I just, well, what can I say? I loved it. I was blown away by like how it had this sort of 90s detective murder mystery sort of feel, but then added so much more to it. Like, I mean, obviously, I mean, comparing it to the return series that came out 25 years later because people wanted it so much. I mean, David Lynch had full control over that compared to the original series, and you can really tell. I mean, he just about managed to squeeze a lot of his creativity in. Of course, when it came to the second season, that is notoriously known as people saying it went very downhill, because at least the first half was good, because that was like the lead up to the killer reveal and stuff. But that's the thing, that was halfway through. They wanted to keep it going, but the studio executives wanted them to just hurry up and reveal the killer and resolve it and stuff. And like Lynch and I think most of the writers were not happy about that, and the fan base definitely wasn't happy about that, because after that there wasn't many written by Lynch. Sorry, I should also say it was written by Mark Frost. I can't leave him out. He's also the co-writer who's done most of the original series, and he co-wrote the new series with Lynch as well. And
so the original was just how many seasons was the original series?
2 seasons.
Just 2 seasons,
Yeah. And then it did leave on such a big cliffhanger, but just like Firefly, it was just cancelled.
Right.
I don't think they really. I mean, honestly, some studios, I don't even think they realise what they're doing when they cancel something. Yeah. And then keep something going that really doesn't need to keep going.
It's all about money.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. If it's all about money, then keep it coming.
Money.
Yeah, but like it's like, so basically, you know, it's fantastic murder mystery, but it's all about these weird, kooky characters.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, like, the originality of these characters was just like amazing. And I mean, you know, to fill up this town, and that everybody knew who this girl was. So this, it's all about this death to this girl that they
find. The whole show is built around the death of Laura Palmer. This prom queen, really popular.
Wait. He goes, yeah, she was buried in plastic. Right?
Yeah. We have a Lynch regular actor who's Jack.
Oh yeah, I forgot it. But
I feel stupid.
Man, yeah.
Jack Nance. Jack Nance. Yeah. Yes. There we go.
I think he was Razorhead, wasn't he?
He was. He literally debuted Lynch's directorial debut as a Razorhead, the guy with the frizzy hair.
Oh wow, yeah.
You probably wouldn't have recognised him like in the later films, because he shaved that bit of his hair and grew a mustache.
Well, you know, you also had a lot of comebacks, like Russ Tamblyn was in it. Kyle MacLachlan, who was Blue Velvet. I mean,
that's where I came to David Lynch's Blue Velvet.
Yeah.
I mean, a genius.
Yeah. So in Blue Velvet, so Kyle MacLachlan was in Blue Velvet. You know, it was just like excellent. So, like, in that aspect is that, so the FBI come into play and everything, because I think she, it wasn't just her, but it was like another girl. They crossed like the state line because they were in like in a cabin.
It's like on the Canadian border. Yeah. Okay, so moving on to characters. Sorry, I had technical difficulties there. So I think definitely one thing I want to mention, obviously the main character, Dale Cooper, he's part of the FBI, and he is unlike any FBI agent you'll have ever seen in TV or film.
Definitely.
I mean, the first thing he talks about when he drives into Twin Peaks is how many trees he can see, and obviously he's a city guy.
Douglas firs, yeah.
And he's so much more positive. Whereas, like, you expect every FBI agent to be all brooding and serious and stuff, but like he's just full of delight. I mean, at one point, one of his big philosophies is where for every day, once a day, give yourself a present. Even if it's like, you know, a new pair of shoes, going to a movie, or just having a nice good cup of coffee.
Yeah,
cool. I mean, Lynch himself is obsessed with coffee to begin with. So having a character who's like absolutely obsessed with coffee, it's amazing.
He also has like a kind of like a unique way of looking at things, because these were the early days, so it's kind of like a little bit before profiling.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, because like he's astonished at the beginning, and to be honest, even I am, about how, when a character's killed off, like Laura Palmer, like, it affects the entire town, whereas you get these murder mystery programs where it happens every fucking week.
Yeah.
And everyone's all like, oh.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah.
But no, this really shakes up the entire town, and he makes a point of saying, like, to one of his co-workers, "You've been really rude since you arrived, and this isn't like the city, and you need to start remembering that and stuff."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, it's like, as you just say about the characters, it's just really cool because it's kind of like when they had that Northern Exposure show about Alaska.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you know, because when he comes to this town, the people he meets, like in the sheriff's department, you know, Harry S. Truman, played by Michael King, who was from the original Rookies TV cop show and everything, and like you know, you would think he is more of like the hero and the protagonist, and they have like a Batman and Robin feel, him and Dale Cooper, but then they also have the Indian cop, you know, and then they have
By Indian, he means Native American.
that's
Okay.
true. I do.
Cool,
That's
cool.
true. You know, my peoples. Horse, Mike, played by Michael Horse. I'll just say his real name because I couldn't remember his character name.
Hawk.
Hawk, thank you. And then there's Andy, you know, who's very overly sensitive.
Yeah, even the police department. Everyone's unique in their own way. I mean, you've
Yeah.
got Hawk, the traveller, who, like he's pretty funny in his own sense. Andy, he's a bit of a doofus, but also he's very emotional as well. He can't see a dead body or even go to a crime scene without bursting into tears,
Yeah, exactly.
which annoys some people. And then of course you got the receptionist Lucy, who is a bit of a dutz, but
But she makes some damn good donuts.
apparently so, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like even in the return one, she's like, they're on line 2. You know, that's the button with the number 2 on it. It's like, thank you, Lucy.
I love that. Favorite character
Get off the
instantly.
phone.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, everyone's gonna love it if you check it out.
Yeah.
I'll say everyone. It's.
Well,
it's
I've never watched the show, so
I don't know where you can watch it, but it's definitely.
Nor me, face. So
I mean, I wanted to do an entire episode here
well,
about it, so I.
Well, you can. I mean, you know, like we are, you know, creating a Discord channel where we can actually go fully into breaking down, which we said before, is that with TV Squad, this is only just an overview of our favorite shows and everything. But obviously, if you like and subscribe, and if you let us know in the comments below, I really would love a full-on breakdown of, let's say, like Firefly or Twin Peaks or anything else like that. So anyway, now that we're at the end of the show, we're gonna do our final recommend of the week and everything. And basically, I'm gonna recommend something from Netflix that you know how you must be like me. You're just going, what am I gonna watch? And this thing caught me right away. And it's a series, a Korean series called All of Us Are Dead. And I was now I don't really like to watch these too much because a lot of Korean series is always like going all the way back to Battle Royale or Death Note or something like that. They're always about the blood and the gore and everything else
Both
like
of
that.
those are Japanese.
Thanks for pointing that out. So,
You're welcome, bro.
thank you. So anyway, they're all the way about blood and gore though, right? So, so this was actually like a webtoon comic, wasn't it?
I believe so. I'm
Yeah.
not too sure about that, but I think
I know,
it is.
I know
based-
Sweet Home, the other Korean series, was based on a webcomic.
Yeah.
Right.
That's definitely
A
recommended to watch.
webcomic,
as well.
just for those who don't know, is just a website where there's like comics
Yeah.
on it made by independent people, and sometimes they get picked up and made into shows.
Yeah, exactly. So, this show, it actually had 11 episodes. A lot of these series usually go like to 6, sometimes to 9 and everything. But I was riveted. I binged it in maybe about 2 days and stuff like that. And so I highly recommend this show. Not just because of the violence of the show, because I wouldn't really recommend violence, but the characterization of the actors in this show. I mean, because I always love like ensemble pieces, and it was like a group of 9 students. You know, it came down to. I mean, the whole school slaughtered by this virus in less than a day. I mean, by lunch, everybody's everybody's affected. But you know, and it comes down to these 9 students, and usually like, you know, they would be picked off like, you know, even further down, but they lasted for a good amount of the series. But obviously, you know, people got taken down, and that's not a spoiler because it says all of us are dead. So
It's in the name of the title, so it's fine.
it's all about,
Yeah,
oh,
Cruise
does anybody survive Chase? Yeah, does anybody survive Chase?
You're gonna
And
have
you
to
know
watch
what?
it.
Spoiler, They do. But it's a recommendation for me and everything.
Cool.
And I think like what we'll do is that each week one of us will make a full on final recommendation, and that's the one for now and everything like that. So like until the next time, and same bat time, same bat channel. I'm Chase.
Fantastic. I'm Phil. See you soon.
I'm Faye.
I'm Sean.
Nice one.
And until we come back again, just keep flicking and don't cut off that channel.
Absolutely.
All right. Peace.
Cheers.
I'm blind in one eye, right?